Hey, how's it going guys? Reed here and welcome to ReadReborn. Hope you're all having a brilliant day. In today's video I'm coming at you with an endgame guide in Riders of Icarus. So basically you've just hit level 25, you've still got all of your standard gear from leveling and stuff, and you're just wondering what to do next and what's available at endgame. So in this video I'm just going to go over everything that you can do at endgame, so I hope you enjoy. So the first thing that you're going to be wanting to do at endgame is obviously get some good quality gear for obviously the final dungeon or the highest endgame dungeon and the raid as well. So you're going to be wanting to do the Ruins of Matron on the heroic difficulty. Basically you're going to need a party of 5 for this, so you can always hit up the party finder, which by default is key T, but there's not really that many people on right now. But at busier times you'll probably see maybe a couple parties that are looking for players for ROM, and that's the Ruins of Matron, which is found in the top right hand corner of the Hakanas Highlands, just so you know. But this is going to give you this awesome gear, this frost gear, as you can see here. It looks really neat, a full set. But yeah, you're just going to sort of, if you want to sort of just run it constantly, you're just going to probably hang around here and just wait for parties or players to sort of just shout saying that they need players. And obviously you have to go into the dungeon physically yourself. So if you know you're going to be wanting to do it, then I would definitely hang around, because you're literally going to have to walk in. It's just going to be annoying if you have to fly all the way over. But that gear, if I just quickly show you, yeah, obviously it's all heroic, and you can get full set accessories as well, I believe, and you can get a lance and a crossbow as well. The only thing I'm missing is the crossbow. So if we can see, yeah, it's all of the gear before has the word frozen in it, and they're actually not too expensive on the auction house if you really can't be bothered to run dungeons. I know there's an hour lockout before you can go back in, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, it's all frozen, so as you can see, it's all heroic. It all looks really neat, to be fair. And all of that gear, once you've got that gear, you're going to want to upgrade it using tempering stones. And obviously, if you don't have any, then I would recommend checking out my tempering stone sort of guide, sort of an easy way to get them when you're at level 25. But they can be used from any level really, from sort of level 40 or 50 to upgrade the basic gear. But once you get past plus 10 with my frozen greatsword, even tempering stones of level 85 are not going to make the cut. The success is going to be low, and we have to start paying we can start paying Ellens to stop it from downgrading. So yeah, past plus 10 is going to be pretty difficult, but up to plus 10, tempering stones of level 40, 50 are going to be perfect to sort of start upgrading that in-game gear. So following on from the first point about gearing up, the second point is trying and completing the 10-man raid at Attaius Peak. If I just quickly bring up the map to show you where it's located, right in the sort of top left corner of the Sea of Hakanas, you're going to find Attaius Peak, and this is the current 10-man raid. That is in Riders of Icarus. Obviously you're going to need pretty good gear for this. I'm not even sure if many groups have completed this actually. It is pretty tough from what I've heard. I haven't actually tried it yet. We're just sort of waiting for other guild members to get geared up and stuff before we head in ourselves. But the hard part about this is the fact that it obviously, because it's on some random floating island which is very, very high above the sky, we need a decent flying mount. So as you can see, this is my highest flying mount right here, and can we see? I can't even get in. And oh boys, oh no. So yeah, you're gonna need a decent flying mount. I know there's potions that you can get that the modest altitude potion that allows you to basically increase your familiar's altitude. Right, so my familiar altitude is now 610 meters, so I'll be able to get in and show you now. But yeah, you're going to need a decent flying mount because I know there's a quest just to speak to someone that's sort of NPC that just sort of stands in here, and it's kind of hard if you don't have a good flying mount. So you definitely, so as we can see here, the maximum members is 10, the minimum level is 24, the recommended members is 10, and there's a 3-hour sort of wait. So this is absolutely huge. This is definitely something to work towards at end game, making sure you're gearing up, trying to temper your gear to as highest as you can go / afford. Obviously if you don't want to pay, then don't to upgrade your gear, because plus 10 is pretty good, like it's halfway there. And as we can see, this is like the first intro cutscene. So yeah, this is definitely something to try and do. So the third thing I would recommend doing at endgame is going for all of the mounts in the Bestiary. Obviously there is like 90 to collect. As you can see, there's an absolute ton, and there's obviously different ones found in every zone. So as you can see, in the Sea of Hakanas there's only like 13, and then obviously in the Hakanas Highlands there's a ton, and in Hakane's Crossing and the Brakar Forest there's not actually that many. But the good thing about collecting all of the mounts is the fact that you're going to get some heroic mount gear. So if you're unfamiliar with that, your mounts can basically have gear. So if we just click on the familiar page, as we can see, we can have a claws, a saddle, and like a soul stone sort of thing. And if we look at the rewards for collecting all of the ones in each zone, we can get some like heroic claws for level 25, a saddle for level 25, and a soul stone for level 25, and we even get a whole new mount called the Golden Laiku if you manage to collect all of the mounts in the Hakanas Highlands. So obviously with collecting all of the mounts you're going to need the marks and stuff, so you're going to have to be running the heroic dungeons, all of the heroic dungeons for like to get the recipes and the ingredients for the recipes. So some of these harder ones, such as Garm and Agnas the Red, are definitely going to need things, and they are some really tough bosses. And well, yeah, they are pretty much bosses, and they're very tough to actually kill, and well, not kill, but lower health down and capture and tame and stuff. So that is definitely one thing to work towards. Like obviously you don't have to do it all in one go, you can really nicely slowly go about it. And obviously if you're in a guild and stuff, and there's a barter crafter in your guild, you can obviously ask if they've got the recipe for a certain mount that you are looking for, which I think is really neat. And obviously with getting the mounts you can obviously turn them into seal stones and upgrade your own gear. So if you're looking for like the best of the best gear, then you obviously want to be trying to tame the best of the best mounts multiple times, so you can have one as a pet, one as a mount, and then turn one into a seal stone to get the best gear possible. So if you really wanted to go all out, you could get, I'm not sure if you can put the same mount seal stone on your gear more than once. If you could, you'd probably just farm Garm and farm Agnas the Red like 12 times until all of your gear slots, seal stones, were filled up, but I'm not 100% sure if you can do that. But yeah, that is definitely one other thing that you can do at endgame. So penultimately, you can do crafting and gathering at endgame. Obviously there is a ton of recipes and stuff that you can gather from dungeons and rare mobs and stuff, and do some crafting. So obviously there's a ton of sort of recipes. As you can see, there's 6 different professions in crafting. I'm sure by the time you get to endgame you must have done a little bit, but obviously get to them while there's still not many stages to doing crafting. Get as high as you can. There's only 2 stages. That's mastering 4 recipes. That's really not too much to do. As you can see, cooking, look, is really easy. Try and get it up now, so then when future patches and stuff can come out, you won't have as much catching up to do. And obviously now, or well, endgame crafting, you can make endgame gear for people. I'm sure like in raids and dungeons and stuff, cooking and alchemy for potions and stuff is going to be highly looked after. So if all your group is doing that Attaias Peak that I just spoke about, you're going to need some health elixirs and some mana elixirs. Definitely get enough for yourself, dish them out to your friends and stuff, so it's obviously going to help out in endgame content. And obviously with sort of stuff like armor crafting and weapon crafting, you're going to be able to get endgame recipes. I know from armor crafting I've got a couple of recipes from Lava Light Caves, the heroic gear, so obviously you can craft that, and obviously there's recipes in the other dungeons as well. But yeah, you can craft that, make some endgame gear for yourself or your alt or other players. There's just loads of possibilities with crafting and how it can be useful at endgame, again with jewelry crafting as well, like accessories, and then barter crafting as well. Obviously I spoke about that, and the mounts, so that's definitely going to be something useful. Obviously all the different marks, see, they're like helping me tame a Phoenix, helping me tame Linux, helping tame Evoke. So yeah, all of this stuff's sort of going to help out getting you towards completing all of those end game goals, completing the Bestiary, completing the specific dungeon, raid, having enough health and stuff like that. So it's all definitely going to be beneficial, and I would definitely recommend doing some crafting at end game, trying to catch up. And obviously the fact that the game's only been out 1 week means that you don't have much catching up to do. People that are going to be coming into this game in like 3 or 4 months time, they're obviously going to have a struggle. They've got probably by that time 5 or 6 stages of crafting to catch up on. So if you're really not, if you like sort of debating doing crafting, then I would just say go for it. Do it now, save yourself some time later on in the future. But if you're a keen crafter already, then you'll probably know all these things and you'll probably be doing it anyway. But yeah, that is definitely, definitely recommend crafting. And a final thing to sort of do at endgame, but this is not going to be for like a couple of weeks by the time I put out this video, and that's going to be PvP. I mean, Exeron Badlands are a whole zone dedicated to PvP. So once you start reaching endgame in current or like future patches, when the level cap is past 25 and the Exeron Badlands have been added, there is a whole zone dedicated to PvP. So you can obviously try get some PvP gear, some PvP mounts. And from Devblog 3, the developers said that all the stuff in there would be really rare and stuff like that, and it would be highly sort of looked for. So that's definitely something else to do in future patches at endgame. Sort of gear up so you have the advantage on other players and stuff like that. So you can get endgame gear, mounts, pets, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's definitely something to look forward to in the future. But anyway guys, that is sort of my endgame guide, stuff to currently do at endgame. Obviously the game's been out 1 week today, so there's obviously not going to be too much to do at endgame, and obviously they said that with future patches coming out and this game constantly being developed on, we can definitely look forward to some more things in the future, and hopefully when the sort of level cap increases and there's been like a couple more patches in like a couple of months time, there will be a lot more things to do. But anyways, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please feel free to give it a big like and subscribe to the channel, as it always helps out and I really appreciate it. But anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'm sure I will see you again really soon.